The future of our workforce isn't just written in boardrooms or factories, but in the universities, classrooms, and various forums, as well as in the minds of education leaders. They are the real visionaries who are pushing the boundaries in terms of creating the right set of talent, skills for the future professionals. In this series, Shaping Tomorrow, we honor them. We speak to various vice chancellors, deans, academic heads, and career services heads to understand how they are reshaping the higher education landscape and creating the future talent workforce. Join us as we uncover how they are transforming higher education to meet the needs of tomorrow, because shaping minds today means shaping the future workforce, one that is ready for the challenges of tomorrow. This is not just a conversation about education. This is a conversation about the future. And in this inaugural series, we cover the Middle East region, starting with the United Arab Emirates. Welcome to Shaping Tomorrow by Board Infinity.
Welcome, Dr. Saad, to Shaping Tomorrow by Board Infinity. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on our podcast. I've been traveling quite a bit around Riyadh, and this is one of the most beautiful campuses that have been structured out like really well. I believe Prince Sultan University has garnered a lot of name in the region over the last couple of decades, and it'll be great to have your introduction, and we'll take it forward from there.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Sumi. Thank you for having me. Welcome to Riyadh. It's a pleasure to be in your podcast and looking forward to many discussions with you. I know that this podcast is more like a lay down kind of podcast, talking about education, talking about different things. But I'd like to start by introducing myself.
Sure.
Talk a little bit about me, talk a little bit about the university, and then we take it as we go. So my name is Dr. Saad Alsunbul. I am an assistant professor of finance here at Prince Sultan University. I've been at the university for the past, running on my third year. Previously, I was a director of the MBA program and also heading the Taraf Financial Center. It's a financial center where we work on daily reports of the financial market, giving a glimpse of the markets. And then prior to this, I was an assistant professor and the director of the EMBA, an executive MBA program at Al Yamama University. Prior to this, I was also a lecturer at the University of New Orleans, a researcher as well at the same university. Prior to this, I wasn't even in academia. I was in the industry where I worked in the financial services. I worked as an accountant, and then I worked as a insurance supervisor, operations supervisor, a branch manager, a regional manager. Then I got into the consultation part of the of finance and risk management, and here we are. In terms of my background is finance, purely finance. So I hold a PhD in finance from University of New Orleans in the US. I hold an MBA with specialization in finance from Oklahoma City University. Mm-hmm. And I also hold a Master of Science in Finance from the University of New Orleans and a Bachelor in Administrative Science. I am really glad to be talking to you today about this great university. Prince Sultan University is one of the leading universities in Saudi Arabia as far as quality of education is concerned, and of its higher education programs that they offer. In terms of ranking, the university is highly ranked, and it's well within the education community in probably the Gulf region and the Middle East. It is one of the pioneer universities. So it is a non-profit private university, and according to the higher education ranking, as far I think in 2000 or as of 2022, if I'm not mistaken, either 22 or 23, I'm not really sure, but it's the higher education ranked it as the fourth in Saudi Arabia for overall, ranking for the universities in Saudi Arabia.
Excellent.
It has ranked within that ranking, so that's the overall. Within that ranking, it has sub-rankings, so that led to the average of ranking that led to the fourth place, but it has also ranked second in gender equality within Saudi Arabia. I think third in the quality of an institution, and at the third in peace and the landscape of the campus. Again, this is a little bit introduction about me, about the university, and Mike is yours.
Okay, great. I think thank you for the introduction about yourself and the university. One of the things I'm really keen to understand is that very high rankings, that means there is a supreme focus on quality. What are some of the parameters that is taken inside the academic system to ensure that there is very strong focus on quality for the institution?
That's a very good question. So again, what I'm about to say is a personal belief. Maybe not everybody would agree with me, but mixing money with education sometimes can be or could lead to some issues or some conflicts of interest. But here is the beauty of what some of the universities adopt. So most of the money that they come are programs, and if we focus on graduate programs, the focus should be quality, and the focus should be to sharpen the programs in a way so that you can have the best version of that particular program possible. So what we have done in PSU is that every year we try to evaluate ourselves. From the quality, so we have the deanship of quality within the university, and they are doing a really good job in terms of making us evaluate ourselves annually by submitting an annual evaluation report. So each program, whether it's a graduate or undergraduate, should go through a really thorough process in evaluating their programs, and it would be within the department. So those who are associated with the program or with the department normally would work on this lengthy process of evaluating the program, which would involve surveys, it would involve matrices, it would involve answering questions and taking stakeholders into opinions into consideration. And by stakeholders, I'm talking about students, faculty teaching, management, and what people think. Shareholders also, the employers of those who are studying. So the employers of our students, also's opinion taken into consideration, because when they learn and they go, they are probably, and most probably, and what we hope is that they apply what they learned in the university. And if their employers don't see improvement of their production after 2-3 years, then we're doing something wrong. So these are the stakeholders we take into consideration. In addition to the annual report, we also do the assurance of learning process every year to ensure that we're on the right track. We do benchmarking with other universities. Normally we take 1 or 2 local universities, regional universities, and then universal universities in the US, UK. And then we benchmark our programs on an annual basis, see how we're doing, how our program is leading, and how is it catching up to current trends.
Okay, great, awesome. So give us a flavor into the type of programs that are running in the university today, and how is it linked to, let's say, employability?
It's very good. It's a fair question, and this question I get it a lot, especially for students when they first apply or when they try to determine what program to go with. So from my experience in the Saudi market within the past 5 to 6 years, what I have observed is there is a growing demand on the MBA program, both the MBA and the MBA. These two programs are highly demanded, and there is a big market for it as well. So
you're saying MBA and EMBA?
Both MBA and MBA.
Okay.
If we distinguish, and if we distinguish for the listeners as to the difference between them. So an MBA is just a regular MBA. It's a Master of Business Administration, where you take courses a little bit advanced of what you have taken in your undergraduate, and then you could specialize on one of the areas. So if you want to have a specialization in, say, for instance, finance, accounting, human resources, marketing, or maybe MIS, and then you can have a specialization. Now, within an EMBA or an executive MBA is designed for those who have a high number of experience, at least. So different programs set different requirements for the EMBA. The average, if I think the average is about 10 to 12 years worth of experience in order for you to be accepted in an MBA program. MBA program is not your typical MBA. It is a module based, meaning that most of the courses are taken on a module basis through weekends, because these are normally CEOs, CFOs, COOs who are taking these executive courses, and it's really accelerated in a way that every module or every course is taken within 2 weeks. Get it over with, take an exam, move on to the next module. So these are the two programs that I have observed with the higher demand in the market. And I think this is due to the requirement of the local market. So if you go to government entities, authorities, even within the private sector, they would prefer, or I think it's one of the requirements to be promoted is to have an MBA. I've asked a lot of students about this and whether it's true, and I got feedback that it is true, that it is a requirement. It's a good degree. It is good, especially for those working. It gives you various skills that you need. A little bit from here. Yes, you're not specialized, but you will get hand-on skills. MBA programs, for instance, it is case study based normally, and most of those who are teaching in the program are not knowledge based faculty, but rather they are experts. So we have CEOs teaching in the program. We have ministers as well. We have governors teaching in the program. We have also those who PhDs with both experience in the industry and in the market. And so we try to make it this way so that it is more of an interactive kind of a process or educational process, rather than just feeding them knowledge without having the practical flavor of doing things.
Okay, excellent. Now I want to touch upon technology and how are you bringing technology into the classroom? And maybe you could speak a little bit around your finance lab in a very interesting perspective on that. And second, from a university perspective, what are the technology solutions that you use to run your academics? So both the flavors I would like to have.
Oh, it's a fair question as well, and thank you for asking this. So in terms of technology, or the way we use technology in our classroom, so we use various platforms and softwares within the program. So focusing only on our department, or on the finance department, for instance. So all the interaction with students, meaning that sharing materials, assignments, doing discussions, all take place through Moodle, or as we call it, the Learning Management System, LMS. So all programs or material are being uploaded to that program. Students download it, and if students have assignments, they upload it to LMS and I download it from this. So it's not through email, it is through the Moodle platform. Attendance, for instance, is also taken through another platform called Edugate, where students can see their performance, they see their grades. No need for me to talk to them, no need for me to interact with them. Everything they can systemize it, everything is systemized and they can look at it. Now, aside from this, or when it comes to teaching, how I use it in terms of teaching, our program, as you know, the finance program is affiliated. It's both AACSB accredited, NCAA accredited, affiliated with the CFA institution. And now we're in the process of finalizing the affiliation with the GARP to be affiliated with the FRM certificate. And our program, the way we designed it to have it affiliated, or have it all, going through all these accreditation bodies, the program is embedded softwares. Meaning that students take, when they take, for instance, financial data analysis, and that is more of an econometrics kind of course, they use Python. We have a lab, we have Bloomberg lab, where students can go, and they can go and most of the banks in Saudi Arabia, they use Bloomberg. So we brought Bloomberg to prepare students when they go for interview or when they go.
So you have terminals inside.
You have terminals, and then students are in 301, which is the very first principles of finance course. Students must get the BMC or the Bloomberg certificate.
Okay.
That would help them. That would help the employability. Going back to your question.
Yeah.
And then so that's one part of it. A second part of it is that the university, once you're admitted, you have access to Microsoft Office. Excel is something that we work on a lot. So students use it for optimization, for an easier optimization process in portfolio management and investment management and so. In terms of exams as well, so to ensure quality, we have also adapted recently ExamSoft. ExamSoft is a great, especially for those who teach. It is a great software where students can take their exams in confidence. So again, going back to our one of the most favorite finance faculty classroom is the Bloomberg terminal class. Where we have computers, and then faculty have computer, and we can do the exams there without having to worry. One of the issues with given exams is students might get into the habit of cheating or trying to cheat. So with ExamSoft, and that's a technology plus, is that there is no way
they can cheat.
They can cheat, and all you do is just autopilot the exam and just try to answer questions. Another part of it is that students have access to SPSS as well. We're in the process of bringing Stata for our faculty as well. SPSS still can do, but we're trying to increase the research output by bringing more softwares to the picture. I think that's it.
Excellent. So I think there's a lot of useful information and views for the audience. I think as an individual, you have seen both the US education system, and you've come to Saudi, and you've seen the education system here as well, now as an administrator. Where do you think institutions in Saudi should focus on as a whole? I'm not talking about Prince Sultan University, but as a whole, to ensure that academic rigor is really strong and student outcomes can also get really strong. What are your views around it?
Oh, that's a very tough question. Let me throw my 2 cents there. One of the great things that I have observed as someone from the education industry is what King Saud did back in the day when President Al-Uthman was heading the university. Is that that many public universities they have budget, annual budget from the Ministry of Education, and King Saud University that back then they did something outstanding where they had their own investments. So if you've ever been to the U-Walk and the Walk and all these areas, this belongs to King Saud University. It's an investment of King Saud University. So they are, going back to the first question, you have to be independent in order for you to make your own decisions without having to please somebody. Okay. So going back to the question, being able to self-generate, cash flow to pay for your institution without having to rely on some government entity is probably one of the things that all universities should strive to do. If we look at the US, it is true that public universities do get funds, but they are very much limited. Very limited. But in terms of self-funding is something that is essential. The second thing is that
so you're saying to stand on your own.
Stand on your own, make your own money, pay for your expenses, don't rely on anybody, so that you become sustainable for the future.
Correct.
The second thing is that has to do with students, and one of the things that I observed is that the lack of social life in universities in Saudi Arabia, and I think that private universities are leading in that regard, making it more fun for students.
Here it's opposite. I could see a lot of bustling
Yes,
and activities.
It is one of the pillars that the university is working on. But public universities like Imam University or King Saud University, they have better potential. They have the land, they have the space to create for it. They have, they could make dorms more interactive, more interesting. And if they do this, this could lead us to the first point, where if students are within the campus, businesses will thrive, and more people will come and do business in your campus. So making the campuses more student oriented and having more activities would probably eventually lead to more students coming in, more students staying on campus instead of going and renting outside, and money coming to the university, leading to a financial freedom and sustainability for the university. Third thing, and finally, is in terms of quality, many universities are competing. There is a hidden competition of quality within the Saudi market, and especially within the Riyadh market. You can, if you don't take that quality into consideration, you're missing out. And students are smart nowadays. They go and they see what ranking, what accreditation bodies they have. They want to get a higher return on investment on their education. So if the university has not gotten there, they should go for it. They should go for whatever accreditation body is applicable. If you have what they call it, the NCAA, the local accreditation, if you haven't gotten it, you should get it by now. This is a requirement, and it is the base where you should start. If you have engineering, if you have business, go for the IBIT, go for the AACSB, go for the, especially for, and one of the things that we're working on, and just to share, is that we're already accredited by the AACSB, which is one of the
and this will be like one of the first in the regions, or are there a lot of
it is the first non-profit and private university, and second in Saudi.
Okay, and the first one is
the first one. We are the first one that get both.
Okay.
The AACSB and the specialized accounting AACSB.
Okay.
And we are the second outside of the US. So if we're thinking outside the US, we are the second university who has obtained this double accreditation, meaning that we have within the AACSB there is AACSB, and there is the AACSB for accounting specialized. So to get these two together, it's very difficult.
It's a 7-year process, if I'm not.
It is, yes, it is. It's a lengthy process, but it's worth it. It makes a difference. It makes a positive impact into your programs. And one of the things that if you get these, it is not time for you to stop. This is not the end of the process. Go for something better. We're going for something called the Triple Crown, where for graduate programs we want to get. We already have the AACSB. We already have the NCAA. So if we go for the AMBA, which is the accreditation for MBA programs, Association for MBA programs, and then we get the double crown, this is where we say there is nothing left for us to do in terms of quality unless we create something new. But that's where we are headed. That's where we're going.
Very interesting. I think one question I had is more around students, right? Have you seen any behavioral pattern changes of students over the last 1 decade?
In terms of
their attitude to learn, in terms of their outlook, in terms of their aspirations?
I'm not sure if maybe my answer would be very controversial, but let's say.
Well, that's okay. You can be.
I found it, well. So it is today, as opposed to comparing this generation to previous generations. It is I can see that students care more nowadays, to be honest. Students care about their education, care about not only pass in the course. And that's something really unique that I observed. They ask about the teeny tiny detail about how we do this. And not only this, but they want to know the application of it in real life. So if we're teaching something, or if we're, for instance, if we give an example that everybody can ask, not only on finance, but if I am a math teacher and I'm teaching students derivations or integration, normally you would teach them, hey, this is how you derive an equation, this is how you integrate an equation, right? But now students, they say, why do I need to know about derivation and integration? And if you can give me something, an application that I can apply it for, so that I can see the benefit of it.
Okay.
And then you teach them about, for instance, programming, and you use derivation in programming and this. And then they are convinced. Because students nowadays, they do not like to waste their time on something that they are not that's not gonna be useful for them down the road. So you always have to convince them that, hey, what you're learning now is gonna come handy when you go to the marketplace, and then they would go and. But I think compared to the previous generations, is the focus was to pass, to pass university or to get the degree, and then we'll see what happens. But also another focus is the competition of GPA. So students do care about the GPA nowadays, and they care about the grades, and they know that for certain courses I must take or get certain grades in order for me to get into that industry that I'm preferring to go. And last but not least is that students nowadays are focusing on professional certificates.
Okay.
So prior to going, and that's why we affiliated ourselves with the CFA, an institution. We saw a huge demand from students wanting to take the degree, and thankfully now with the affiliation, most of our students now, by the time they're in fourth year, they pass CFA level 1, and that's something that we have observed. So there is a difference in terms of mentality, or teachers, education mentality among students. They know what they want, they know the industry, so not every job or not any job they would take, so they know. It's more like it's a good thing, it's an improvement as to what has been, or the practice that used to be back in the day.
Great. So leaving aside professional life, how does Dr. Saad spend his free time?
Oh, free time. Well, I like sports, but collaborative sports. So my number one game, or my number one sport that I love and enjoy is racquetball.
Okay.
It is very much similar to squash, but the ball is a little bit sprinter. I like to play tennis as well. Tennis is one of the great things nowadays with the paddle coming out. I kind of enjoy it. It's very fun. It is fitness wise, it's not that much, but it's interesting. I like to read in my area of one of my favorite areas to read is about financial markets, so I spend a lot of time reading about this. I enjoy self-teaching, so I always at night normally I study something. There is no limit to education, but I like to learn something new, see something new, keep up with the technology. I watch soccer. I love soccer.
Okay.
I love soccer. I don't practice soccer, but I watch soccer.
Okay.
And then finally, I love camping. Camping is healing to me.
Yeah. Camping is very famous in the region.
Yes, it is, and we have really nice places. If we have free time, maybe we can plan.
We should
plan one. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So, on a closing note, I think this has been a very wonderful set of insights and information that you could share. But one of the things I would like to understand, you are a very free thinker, and for the region to develop in terms of higher education standards, and for the community, right? There are a lot of folks like you in different institutions. What are, let's say, one or two key things you would want to recommend to them so that they can take their institutions to a different level altogether?
Well, focus on more on quality. Quality is a key. So if you have a program with no quality, you can't grow. As I mentioned, students do recognize the importance of quality, and as you gain more experience, or as you more live, you see that I was not a big believer of quality back in the day, to be fair and square. And as I get into it, I headed one of the committees for the AACSB. I initiated the process for, not for PCU, for another university, and the process was lengthy. I learned a lot from it, but most importantly, I saw the difference between the outcome of a program from being prior to quality and after quality.
Okay.
So focusing on quality is really essential. You cannot have a good program without having quality. Second of all is, yes, your program could be very good, very solid, has a good reputation, and that could lead sometimes directors, that could lead program chairs to sometimes forget about evaluating their programs. So evaluating the programs on an annual basis, it is a lengthy process. It is pain in the neck. It is very difficult and time consuming, let me tell you. However, evaluating yourself, not only within yourself, but also within the market. So look at the market, what's happening in the market. Tells you exactly what it's at. Yes, you could be this high. You could be placing 4th place, 3rd place. That's good, nothing wrong with it. But you could be in number 1. And you're not in number 1, or you're not in 1st place because you didn't evaluate yourself. It is these small things that you could do that could elevate you from 3rd place to 1st place without evaluating yourself more frequently. And I know it's more than twice a year is difficult. It's sincere unless you have an army of employees. But once a year should be a must, should be at that in every single university. And that's an advice I give to university deans and university presidents and vice presidents, is that make sure that either deans or graduate studies adopt this process. If it's not adopted, ask for an annual report. Forget the name of the entity, but the local accreditation body, they provide a really nice guideline for the annual programs report. So there is a guideline, and there is a form where you can go through and adapt, and it would lead you to go through or to write down the annual report, which would do a SWOT analysis for you. It tells you your weaknesses, your strengths, your where you stand exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Excellent. Yeah, good.
No, so that's what I would encourage them to do.
Okay, great. I think I'm done with almost all my questions. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on this podcast. The idea is to have these original conversations and free thinking to come through, and I'm pretty sure that our viewers are, as in people in our community, in higher education, be it vice chancellors, deans, academicians, all of them are going to benefit from what you shared today. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, and I wish all the best for all your future endeavors.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here, and I hope Riyadh treated you very well, and if not, I will treat you very well.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you again for having me, and hopefully more to come.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.